Hey everybody, today in my garage we're going to make shock cord fishing pole tie downs. With a little piece of stretchy bungee in there, a knot, a couple of knots, and some paracord so that we can tie our fishing poles and whatever we want into our kayaks so that in the event we flip over, we don't lose our stuff. You may have seen in my other videos me just tying things into the boat with paracord. I like the idea of having the spring-loaded portion here so that we can have a little give if we drop the pole or if maybe we have to move suddenly in one direction or another. Anyway, it's pretty simple, and you know that buying these can get kind of pricey. So it's simply a cheap little carabiner. Let me grab this one down here. A cheap little carabiner. I got this one probably from work. And yeah, you probably should use stainless steel or at the very least some good quality aluminum. But this is one I had, so I'm using it. And about 18 to 24 inches of bungee cord. I've already fused the ends of this so it's not going to fray. And then another 24 to 36 inches of paracord. You use whatever color you want, and it's actually really simple to put together. So the first thing we need to know how to do is tie what's called a double fisherman's knot. And ironically, a double fisherman's knot is not a knot, is not a knot that we use in fishing. So we're going to use that double fisherman's knot to tie these ends together so that they end up like that, where the rope and the bungee cord come straight out from one another, and it's a good strong knot, and it should hold this, should hold it really well. So first thing you want to do is you're going to put it together like this, and you make, see, this knot takes a little bit of work to figure out because it's a goofy knot. So you take your two pieces together like this, and you loop this around on top of one. You loop the bungee around on top of the rope, on top of the paracord, twice, like that. And then this tag end goes through the double loop like that, which may or may not be on camera. So it looks like that when it's all said and done. And then you just pull it, and it tightens itself up a little bit. You don't want to tighten it up too tight right away. And you do the same thing with the other side. It goes over itself like that. So this part goes over this part, and then it comes back around again and goes through both portions, here and here. I guess those are both loops. So what you end up with is something that looks a bit like that, and then again you pull on it and it tightens itself up like that, and then when you pull both of these ends, they slide together and they tighten up on each other, and you end up with this little wad of knot. But guess what? Now you've got a stretchy end over here and a not stretchy side over here. So there's the first knot we need to know. And then the second knot we need to know is called a bowline. And you go like this. You make a loop where you make a loop in your knot where the tag end goes over the top of the other part. And then you come up through the hole that you made, the loop that you made. You go around behind the rope and then back down through the loop you made. And this one you can look up online too. It's called, again, it's called a bowline knot, and what you end up with And doing this in black rope may not have been the best of choices, but what you end up with is a knot that looks like that. And the cool thing is it tightens as you put a load on it, and it remains removable. So if you decide you want a longer rope or a shorter rope or a different carabiner or whatever, or if you just want to tie this directly to your fishing pole, you can do that. And so now it's just like, put that on there like that, and we have the same setup. Little cheapy carabiner. This is our bowline knot. Double fisherman's knot. This is the shock cord end that you can tie to your boat, tie to your fishing pole, or actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to retie this bowline knot onto the carabiner so that the double fisherman knot is not close to my fishing pole. So again, we'll demonstrate the bowline knot. So you make a loop that goes over the top of this, and then you come up through the loop with your tag end. You go around behind the top line and back down through. And a lot of and there it is again. You might be able to see that a little better. A lot of nautical people will say you don't use a bowline to make a loop. You use a bowline to tie pieces of rope together, and that is true. But you can use a bowline to make a loop, obviously, and it works really well. So that's how I do it. And again, you have the stretchy part, your double fisherman's knot, and then this piece of paracord. And the paracord will then be tied. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to tie it to my fishing pole. That is a very affordable way of making a tie down for your stuff in your boat. That's it. So quick short little video about how to make this, save your money, and buy more fun stuff like, I don't know, fishing lures and fishing poles and safety equipment and make these. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again. Keep fishing and stay safe.